Good morning. I am Doug Schwartz. I'm with WCI Communities. My responsibilities are for all of our new home product and the sales and marketing, construction operations, and all of those. So new home product is why Jill asked me to be here today. The next community to open for us will be here at the Colony. Today we are starting houses at the pace of about 600 a year. So for a company that 2 years ago wasn't building any homes, today our production is running at about 12, 15 housing starts a week. So do the math on that, and that's about 600 a year. We won't close that many this year. We'll close about 400 this year, but the company's running at a pace of about 600. So if you hadn't seen it from other places, WCI is back and alive and well and finding success in this real estate market. I want to bring that to the Colony. Now this, for the Colony product, is, I would call this maybe not a preview, maybe a preview because we don't have final plans, we don't have final pricing, we don't have final site details for you, but want you all to be really the kind of the first to know what's going on, and you drive by and you see the development work that's going on in one of the two neighborhoods that we'll end up introducing this year, and you guys need to know kind of where we are with all that. So the first one is Terzetto, and Terzetto is right here by the bend on that par 3. What number hole is that for you golfers? 11? On hole number 11. First phase of that, just 10 buildings. The product is product that has been it's not old product. It is a new version of product that has been very successful in a number of communities. It are one home per floor, 3 floors. They are very nice, view-oriented homes, balconies front and back, and really live on, the second and third floor live on all 4 sides, views on all 4 sides, and the first floor lives really on 3 sides. 2,200 square feet to call it 2,800 square feet. And I don't have exact numbers because we're working through the final architecture on those. The launch of that, I mean, we are previewing the information. The expectation that you should have on that, or let me walk through kind of the introduction. Besides the meetings like this that we'll do, we will transform the what now is the Prudential Sales Office on Coconut Road. That used to be the Colony Sales Office. We will transform that back into the Colony Sales Office. We're going to go in there and give that a facelift, some new carpet, new paint, and displays, and those kind of things. And we should open that end of the first week, maybe second week of May. We'll close it down later this month, do the facelift things that we need to do. The Prudential folks will relocate to another spot, and we will occupy that for Colony sales. Our representative there is going to be Donna, so hopefully you all know Donna. She knows you, she knows the Colony, she knows WCI. She's getting very familiar with the product and those kind of things, so we're well pleased to have Donna representing that for us. So that'll happen in May, and that will continue to be a preview time for us. We want to have everything nailed so we can answer your questions or buyers' questions about the product. We'll have our final architecture probably towards the end of May, June. We may be prepared to actually sell from contracts. We'll have our final pricing. We may be able to actually sell as early as late June or July. But for that product, it is probably a summer, late summer kind of sales introduction with preview activities happening between now and then. We think, and the sign says, we think that the pricing will be from the 400s. I would say that's probably from the high 400s. And that's not an average. You know how real estate sales folks do. You know, you market what price you could get in at. I think the average there will probably be 550, 600 or so in the first phase as we come out. But the smaller units in some locations may duck under the 500 mark for us. So the development work that you see will probably continue for another 60, 75 days. And I realize that you as residents, and I hope you recognize, it gets ugly before it gets pretty again. The houses that you can see that are in, that's not Spring Creek Village, but Estero Estates or whatever neighborhood those houses are, that we can all see now. You know, we've got plans for walls and landscaping and all that, so when we're done, you won't be able to see those. And obviously as road goes in and landscaping goes in and those kind of things go in, it will get prettier again, but it's going to be ugly for a little while, and appreciate your patience with that. Let me talk about the next one to come a little bit, and then I'll be happy to answer questions. Don't have a lot of information, but I'll be happy to answer questions. So if Truzetto is a preview, Cielo is a preview. We don't have information on Cielo yet. Cielo for us is what had been a high-rise parcel, the one closest to the hotel. And golf hole is that runs out towards the bay. 7? Is it 7? So it'd be on the far side of 7, between the tower that's there and the hotel. The product that we're targeting for that is a 4-story version of the Marquesa Royale product in Tiburon. That one you can see on the WCICommunities.com website. We are actively selling Marquesa, been very successful for us. We've opened a new neighborhood called Esperanza of that same product. That is 2 homes above parking. So when I say 4 stories, that's 4 living levels above parking. In that location, probably the second living level beyond may see views of the bay and Gulf. For the homes that orient that way, and certainly those that orient to the golf course will have great views of the golf course. Those homes are larger than Truzetto. They run about 3,000 square feet, and we really haven't talked about pricing there, but I would imagine those would be kind of take off from the 600s, where Truzetto may fall more to 5 to 600 or 5 to 650 or so. So that's Cielo. Timing on information for that in our Colony Sales Center is we're probably 60 days away from having this type of preliminary information on Cielo there. As far as numbers, go back to Truzetto. First phase, I think 30 homes, and then there's another phase beyond that. Site plan hasn't settled down, so I don't know whether we'll end up with a total of 72 homes or 75 or 69 or what. So that site plan hasn't settled down. The Cielo property looks like it can well accommodate 86. So that is an 8-unit buildings. Does that work? 96 homes in 8-unit buildings there. So that's launched. Now we expect, we'll jump around a little bit. Truzetto, I said, we'll probably have all our final architecture in the next 60 days or so, and that will allow us to give details to folks that are interested. It will allow us to go get building permits. I hope to start the first building there 1st of August. Maybe we'll beat that a little bit, but I hope that there is at least 1, 2, maybe 3 building construction going on there. So as you all return or your friends return next season, it won't be a development piece of property anymore. It'll be an actively, very actively building neighborhood. Cielo, because that is a re-entitlement, replanning effort for us. You wouldn't see ground clearing or development work starting probably till October or November. So that's the preview that I have on those 2 neighborhoods. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jill Kushner, and thanks for coming this morning. This is our second snapshot that we've done here. And, you know, the first one was a story of hope, because we were coming off a couple of years of difficult times in the market. Today, what I hope to share with you is a really improved story for the colony. You've been good to me, and I thank you for that, because we've had a super season. In spite of, you know, what all the numbers might say, we've moved a lot of property. And what we're going to talk about today is that we have a little bit of an inventory problem here. We're a little low on supply. And I think you all know from your Business 101 classes what happens when the supply is low and the demand is great. There's a fire in the belly of the buyer right now. This piece of property that we have here at the colony, west of 41, waterfront, you can't really duplicate this, okay? There's a finite amount of this kind of property available. And we're the newest. And what we have here is a tiny little, to my way of thinking, a little romantic enclave. Not gonna, you know, can only grow so much. And when we get to show this, when we have the privilege of showing this piece of property, you know, it's a wow. And with due respect to my colleagues next door at Bonita Bay, which I think is also a beautiful community, more often than not, people say to me, you know, the colony is really, really spectacular. The landscape, you know, they go through all the things that we already know. And I just want to remind you, because, you know, I think where we're headed is great improvement. And I think that's demonstrated in part by what WCI is doing here in their new property, Terzetto. I just learned today about the intention for the property that's due north of Navona. You know, I had an idea what they were doing there, but, you know, it wasn't substantiated until this morning. Isn't that great for the people at Navona that they're going to build a low-rise there and not a high-rise? That's quite a coup. We have this 63, we believe, in Terzetto. We have a couple of lots left in Tuscany. We have that 13 parcel property formerly known as Ponza. You know, it's sort of unknown at this moment how they're going to proceed with that, because I think the Steins are trying to sell that property. But that's platted for 13. And then we have the condo pads. We have the one that's east of Castella. Again, please refer to your site map. The one that's south of Florencia. And Doug tells us it's not in WCI's 3-year plan to be building high-rise. That makes sense to me. He said it much more graciously than I do. You can't build a high-rise now for what you guys are living in. You know, it's just that simple. People that come in here right now that are purchasing these resale properties have a terrific opportunity, because you just can't build it for that. Okay, so then we have the one north of Navona that we now know is not a high-rise pad. Okay, so here, this breaks out what's for sale in the colony. Currently, we have 66 homes for sale. Now, if we have 825 front doors, and we want to operate on a 10% sort of resale group, we're obviously on a low inventory, okay? 46 high-rises, so we're mainly, that is in keeping with our, our ratio of homes, that we have 46 high-rises for sale, 16 single-family homes, and 4 in total between Castella and Murano. Though we may have the cavalier buyer from the north, prospective buyer, come here and say, I want a deal. Well, I frankly have not yet met the prospect who comes here and says, I want to overpay for something. Everybody wants a deal. But how do we define deal here? We define it by qualities of amenities, lifestyle. Yes, the home is important, but how about the view? There's more to that story here than just that per square foot. There's more to that story than just learning that there are foreclosures and short sales somewhere else. If you want to be here, you have a rare opportunity, Mr. Buyer, to buy at something significantly less than what the market was a few years ago, and you better get in now because our inventory is not improving. In the oh so nicest way we know how to say that. I want to just sort of get down to it here that less than 10% of the colony homes are for sale. And I've been here for a lot of years, but I want to tell you, probably we would all agree that 2004 and 2005 were probably the height of the season here for us in terms of what we could fetch for a home. We had at the time 564 homes and 564 homes in total and 116 homes for sale, pre-construction and built. So that was 21% of what was available. These were high times. Today, in April 2012, we have 825 homes and 66 for sale. So you can see, that there's just not a whole bunch here. So, I try to convey this to the buyer, that even if they're a little bit before, their time, they're 5 years away from retirement, we all know that the baby boomers are coming, they're here, but the big group is still yet to come here. What you have here, I'll tell you again what you already know, what you have here is really very special. It cannot be duplicated. It's new, it's small. These are the things that we hear from people that are really important in 2005 and in 2012. So I'm excited about continuing here. I want to be here until I retire. Which I hope is a ways away, but I want to stay here because I think what we have here, and I've been in real estate here since 1996. I'm no newcomer to this. I've seen good and I've seen real bad and I've seen now improved. And I'm really excited about the next 5-6 years here because what's coming out of the ground, what Doug talked about today, and what we have is unique. So, I just, again, really want to appreciate you guys for what you have permitted me to do. I think right now I have about 20% share of the market in terms of my listings here. And, that's because you guys, because, you voted for me and I sure do appreciate that. And thank you for coming out this morning.
I'm Donna Marcotte with the Colony Golf Club. I'm the membership director there. I know a lot of you and a lot of you are familiar with what we offer at the Colony, but I just wanted to go over it very quickly here. But what we offer optionally at the Colony Golf and Country Club is a 34,000 square foot clubhouse. We have formal and casual dining. There's a grill room there as well. We have ladies and gentlemen's locker rooms for our golf members. We have a sports club as well that houses our fitness area, tennis, a very active tennis program. We have a couple of spa treatment rooms as well. We have a lovely pool in between the two facilities, resort style, where you can kind of spend the day, have lunch there, have a spa service, take an exercise class, play a round of golf. And of course, not to overlook the 18-hole championship golf course, the Jerry Pate design course with our beautiful paspalum grass. Our current membership offerings, we have two types of membership. We have the equity golf membership and an equity sports membership. To sum it up, what I tell folks is the difference in the two memberships is how often you can play golf. So if you're someone who likes to play golf quite a bit, you're going to be looking at the equity golf membership. If you're someone that just prefers more of a casual golf experience and then perhaps the sports club, which includes the fitness and the tennis program, then the equity sports membership will work fine for you. We are currently at 221 golf members, 149 sports members, and we have a consistently low resignation list. The cap for golf members is 325, the cap for sports members is 350. So we still have a ways to go, and we're hoping that a lot of our future memberships will come from these home sales, such as Terzetto and Cielo. WCI, the good news with the club is WCI has conveyed all the assets to its own entity, the Colony Golf and Country Club. So WCI no longer owns the actual facility or the real estate it sits on for the golf club and the spa, fitness, and tennis facility. There's no debt on the clubhouse, so it was conveyed without any debt. And we've been operating cash flow positive since 2010. So when you're looking at golf clubs in the area, that's actually a very good story. There are no food and beverage minimums, and while the developer operates the facility, there are no operating assessments. So you pay an initiation fee, you pay your annual dues, and you don't have to worry about anything else. There's no better way, really, to experience the club or to find out about the club than to actually experience it. So we offer you the opportunity to come and dine with us. You can also play a round of golf. You can attend a tennis clinic, however you see fit. We call that a member for a day program. So without being a member currently, you can come to the club and experience it as if a member would. And we offer you that opportunity. You can contact me by phone. You know where to find me at the golf clubhouse. My email address, of course, the Colony website is thecolonygolfcc.com. So you can also check that out and see what's available. Well, I hope to see you all at the Colony Golf and Country Club very soon. Thank you very much, and have a great day.